And it's on. Okay. So, I'm very excited to be here. Para todos, this is Crypto Disruptors. And right now we have another extraordinary guest, Ori Levy, speaking from Tel Aviv. Ori, first of all, thank you very much for your time. And can you give us a brief 30-second intro on who Ori Levy is and what's your background, please?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Ori Levy. I've been in the crypto space since late 2012, and I've been mostly involved in internet marketing and public relations for crypto projects along the way. I've been I've been helping more than 100 different companies to start, fundraise, market, and build products for crypto in different fields. During the 2017 ICO boom, it was generally everything. And these days, it is either DeFi focused, decentralized finance, or NFT focused. But after years of helping different companies, I've decided to start my own journey in that sense and build a product that I believe is missing from the NFT space, which I'm a big believer of.
Ori, just so you know, my community is based mostly of entrepreneurs. The last time we did a survey, 50% of them know the crypto, 50% of them do not know crypto. So I'd like to start off first for the beginners that are not so involved in crypto. What would you tell somebody that is not yet involved in crypto, but has that curiosity? Why would you go into the space? How did you go into the space yourself? And what is the opportunity you're seeing for somebody that is not yet involved in crypto? And we'll go deeper and deeper from there.
Cool. So, well, first of all, I think that a lot of people who start off right now in the crypto space feel like they've missed out and that they're late to the party because Bitcoin has already, 7,000x or whatever. And that is still a misbelief. I believe that is not the way to think of the situation, because obviously everyone is still very early in the game. This is just the beginning. If you look at other monetary solutions that were introduced, crypto is relatively new, and most people doesn't hold a substantial amount of crypto or anything at all. So for those of you who always think like you're late to the party, you're not. And I generally believe that crypto is going to change the way we conduct business in any sort. It's going to change the way we handle our personal finances. It's going to change the way we're controlled by government in a sense, which is also to answer one of your questions, how I kind of why I found Bitcoin to be very interesting, because this was the first money that is not controlled by governments that was introduced, and I thought, damn, that's pretty cool. If money cannot be printed out of thin air, I want to be involved in this, and I'd like to learn more about it. And that's how I got into crypto. And that is the first thing that I think people should think about crypto in general. I also want to make sure that people don't confuse NFTs with crypto. A lot of crypto people are involved in NFTs because that was the first way that NFTs were introduced. They were introduced through the Ethereum network, which is a cryptocurrency, but it is more, utilizing its technology than actually being in any other way related to crypto and to a currency. Really, NFTs are not a currency; they're assets, and we'll go deeper into that, I guess, later on. But just make sure to make
the difference. Yeah.
Ori, now, as you would say, it's two different worlds. Specifically, the project you are now launching, can you give us a brief 30-second thing on where exactly is it located, and what is it trying to do, and what was it missing in the space? It seems that there are a lot of new projects, and everybody is looking for a new edge. So what's the edge on this new project?
Cool. So NF Trade was first an idea that came to me exactly 1 year ago, actually, September last year. The main thing when I was introduced to NFTs a few years ago, but I noticed the missing feature that NF Trade has introduced exactly 1 year ago. Where I think one of the main usages of NFTs is going to be in game items and in collectibles, and we can see it already happening. And since I used to be a gamer, at least, and I did play some games where you get some sort of game items in them, you would trade them and not only buy or sell them. You would have the ability to trade with someone else, as well as trading cards. That's their name. It's in the name, trading the cards, where people would, buy a pack of cards, get a card that they already have, for example, and a card they need, their friend has it, and they would trade these cards. And so the first platform that I was looking for with NFTs was a platform where users can trade between them, and I didn't find one. So that's where NF Trade was initially started, to give people the ability to trade between themselves, users, in a safe way, in a trustless manner, via our platform that is the deal is hosted on a smart contract where there is no way for you to be cheated or anything. And users can make offers for other users to trade cards. So I'm offering you my NFT and I'm asking for this NFT in return. You then receive my offer and you can accept, decline, or counter offer. So that's where NF Trade started, to answer this the lack of this ability in other platforms. The second thing that differentiates us is that we're trying to bridge between the networks. Right now, Ethereum is kind of like the master blockchain for NFTs, but there are lots of other ones popping up. And it sounds like it's going to be a real mess for NFTs to act as a whole if each network is going to produce their own NFTs and they're not going to be able to communicate between them. And so the main solution that we're working on, after we have already completed the trading part, is to allow these blockchains to interact and basically to have the ability to take an asset from one blockchain and put it on a different chain and preserve the value that it had on the original chain. And that's where it's most complicated. So that's what NF Trade is working on, and we are soon to release our first version of this solution. But yeah. That's
Dan, I don't know. Thank you, Dan. I don't know if you have any questions around this.
Yeah, I think the functionality of being cross-chain adds a lot of value because, for example, the Ethereum network, it's like oversaturated, and the fees of you creating an NFT or the fees of you buying or selling NFTs, it's in the skies. So by you being able to send NFTs from, for example, Ethereum network to the Binance Smart Chain, then you can start using a different chain that has lower fees, it's faster, it's more efficient, and that opens the door for way more people to get into the NFT market, you know. And I have a question: where do you see NFTs going in 5 years?
It's a hard one. It's really a hard one. If but I see it being used by in a lot of places that we don't see them now, especially licensing. So I feel like I know you come from the real estate world, Carlos, and therefore I think that a lot of companies are already working on using NFTs to represent a real estate. And that is something that is basically going to allow safer, more transparent, and easier to transfer these assets once they are more officially approved. So real estate is one sector where NFTs will most definitely be used, even in a shorter time than now, than 5 years, sorry. But I'm basically seeing, I don't want to sound too bullish for 5 years in terms of what NFTs will be used at, but I feel like NFTs can be used to represent almost everything. And so it will help with supply chains. It will help with so many things that are yet to be used for, because all we see right now is a collection of 10,000 funny pictures that are generated by the computer, and everyone's basically gambling on getting the most, a rare one. But this game is not going to last so long, and I think it's already started giving NFTs a little bit of a bad name. We also saw some ridiculously high purchases of NFTs, which I personally think that that's not sustainable and also not going to last. But I definitely believe that serious use cases will be introduced in the next 1 or 2 years. We're going to see a lot of companies like Disney and other production companies using them. We're going to see games introducing these game items via NFTs, even though it's not in their best interest right now because they want to keep things centralized. Eventually, they'll have to move to a decentralized manner because others will. There are already some very serious games being developed on using this technology and adding NFTs to them. And if they don't follow, then they're going to stay out of the game. And that same thing applies to crypto as well. Everyone is trying to stay away from crypto because it takes away their control. So governments are always kind of against it. But once one government starts saying, hey, you know what? We're going to accept you guys with crypto here. So everyone's moving there. Other countries see that and they're like, okay, we're losing a lot of money by not regulating this thing. Maybe we should. So everyone follows through eventually. But this is something that takes time, and it takes a lot of education. We're talking about people who've been in charge and been in total control for a long time, and taking that control off them can be a bit disturbing for them. So it will take some time, but eventually we're going to see this shift.
Ori, a couple of questions in what you're mentioning. First of all, the use case of NFTs with real estate, would that mean that a complete building would be one NFT and then you would trade off parts? You would trade off you would divide that simple NFT through parts. You would tokenize that NFT. How are you? Can you go dive deeper in that, please?
I don't have the exact answer to give you, honestly, Carlos, because I have not digged through much into the real estate sector in NFTs. But eventually, think of it as just like you have your record with one of the governmental offices that says, "This is the owner of this apartment." It will have the exact size of it and whatever data you have on real estate. I'm sure you know better than me. That data can be put into an NFT, and that is a much faster way where you can show ownership and prove your ownership over an asset instead of going through some record on a centralized service like the government has. This has a much more a safer way to look at these records and eventually buy and sell them.
And another question, Ori. There's a lot of a lot of people are criticizing NFTs because it seems that there was a comment even by Gary Vee that 99% of them will go to zero. It seems that it's. What do you say to the critics of the NFT world that are saying that a lot of this is actually just dumping and there's not really value there? How do you answer to that NFT question?
Well, to be really honest, I totally agree that 99% of this current cycle is going to zero. We are personally, we see a lot of these projects go live every day. If 6 months ago we would have 5 or 6 collections go live per month, which left a lot of room for people to kind of get into them, and enough people would actually want them, and that created a bit more some scarcity between these projects. Now we're seeing around 30 projects go live per day. So you understand that the amount of these projects is kind of becoming ridiculous, where all that they offer, well, they all have these little perks they add, and that they're donating some of the money to some charities. They all try to add these little things, but eventually their NFTs are AI generated funny pictures that add no value other than using them in your profile picture. And eventually only the real ones that really started this whole thing, like crypto punks for best example, are gonna last, and that's where people are really gonna feel like they're in some special club, which is what they basically do these days. So yeah, I totally agree. Lots of these NFTs are going to zero, but at the same time, we are seeing artists that have produced digital content for years are finally able to monetize their assets, their art, and that is something that is going to remain. This unique owning the original of any of these arts is completely, to me, and I think that this everyone that's growing up is going to feel the same. To me, it's like holding the original Picasso. So therefore, that is going to remain. So real, original art that is being put on the blockchain and being signed off by the original artist is something that's going to last. And I'm really happy for all these artists. I know a lot of artists that couldn't make $1 until the NFTs came. The best example, I don't know if he didn't make $1, but he definitely didn't make any substantial amount of money, is Beeple. who were able to sell his art for one of his NFTs for $69 million, that alone. And so it's something.
Yeah. And Ori, I understand that and your project is actually currently seeking investors or is about to launch. Can you explain the launch date and what's your? I mean, how can somebody get involved with you? And if they need more information, how can they get into that? Can you explain a little bit more about the way investors get to you?
Yes, so I understand this is kind of an entrepreneur show, and but we are actually oversubscribed in terms of the amounts that we were fundraising. We've sold out all of our tokens that we had for sale initially. We do have some public sales that are coming up tomorrow on a platform called DAO Maker, one of the best platforms in the space that allows users to participate in our sale and basically able to buy our token before it goes live on the open markets. The project will go live on the 24th, so anyone will be able to purchase our token. I just want to make sure that it is clear that this is not an investment in our company. This is buying a token that will be utilized on our platform. So it's not like you're buying a stock or anything like that, but those tokens will be used and will give you abilities to do more on our platform.
And the token is going to be live in which exchanges or in which dexes? Where do people can get these tokens?
So initially, our token will be listed on a centralized exchange called Gate.io. And right after that, it is going to be listed on two decentralized exchanges. One of them is PancakeSwap, and the other is Trader Joe. It is a relatively new DEX on Avalanche. It's been getting a lot of exposure, and because we are currently by volume and user base, we are the #1 marketplace on Avalanche. We've decided to also list our token on the Avalanche network for the big community that we have to be able to buy it as well.
Awesome. And I have one question. What are your thoughts on all of this booming of the crypto gaming and NFT gaming going on with Axie Infinity and the play to earn economy?
I think that's awesome. I really think that this is something that is definitely amazing to see. It's amazing how much work it has given to some of the developing countries. Look at the Philippines. These guys love gaming, and they are underpaid compared to other locations in the world. So this is a complete love story between the two, where they can do what they love. They can earn more money than they would by hard work, but instead they're playing games, which is what they love. They earn money. This is honestly one of the greatest things that's happened through NFTs, and I really like it.
And do you think it's sustainable?
I think it is. Not in the way that every game is going to survive, and not in the way that every game that currently comes out is doing 20x on their token and everyone's hyped. But no, just like any hype, this hype is gonna go away, and then only the real great projects will survive, and those will be the ones that will be able to sustain this market, because it's not easy. It's not easy to maintain an ecosystem where it's still profitable for everyone involved to act in.
And for someone that is starting in the NFT space, where would you recommend them to start?
nftrade.com. But I would recommend reading a little bit, because also for me and anyone, I think, that is more than 15 years old, I think, that wasn't born into a metaverse, that wasn't born into a tablet, and that knows or thinks they know what real value is and stuff like that. It takes a lot of time to give these NFTs real value and to understand how valuable they are, and to kind of understand where the world is going with it. Because everyone's reaction, everyone is like, what? People are paying for a picture on their computer, and like, it's insane. It is. It does sound insane, but when ecosystems are being built, it all looks funny. If you ask someone 10 years ago what they think about this coin that someone can create from their processing computer power, they would laugh and say that you're crazy, and continue with their life and continue with their current monetary system. As time goes on, these technologies when you see something that everyone's disbelieving in, but there is still a lot of smart people that don't, you should probably go with them and not follow your first intuitions. That's my my honest advice.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Ori. It is so good to see you. If somebody needs to reach you, or somebody in your team, where can they connect if they have if they want to be closer to you or want to send a message? Where is a good place to find you, or your social media, please?
So we're very active on Telegram. That's where our main community is. So if you want to come and hang out with our community, Telegram is one option. Discord is the other option. It is less populated right now, but it's also an option. Lastly, follow us on Twitter. We post not only announcements about us, but we actually post news about the whole space all the time. So it's a very good source of information for anyone looking to learn into what's happening in the space. And go to our website, see what's being sold and what's being traded to learn about the latest trends in the space. And it's hard. It's not like for investors. I know that this is the majority, or probably the majority of these of the viewers here. For investors, it's not easy to get in the NFT space, because it's not like buying Bitcoin and saying, okay, I just buy Bitcoin and I'm in it, and I can hold it and continue with my life. With NFTs, if you want to be an NFT trader, you kind of have to buy and sell and listen to the trends. It's a bit more tricky, but that's what kind of makes it a little bit more interesting too. So another option would be buying stocks of the publicly trading company, or buying some tokens of some a big player in the game, and that will give you exposure to the whole market, I guess.
Thank you very much, Ori, for your time. I'm sure we will be in touch after the launch. We will be closer to you, and
thanks
good
a
luck
lot
with everything.
It's
very nice to meet you. Hope you invite us to Tel Aviv
course.
soon.
Actually, you guys are invited. Unfortunately, right now it's impossible for non-Israeli citizens to come in, but I hope you guys invite me to Mexico, because I think we can go.
Definitely, Ori. We'll talk soon. Thank you
Ciao.
very much.
Ciao.
Thank you, Ori.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Ori.